Right, well, a very warm welcome to you all. Today we are off greenlaning again. It's a little bit different because it's not just me. I've got my good friend Rick here and his much more British styled TriBSA. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, this is a BSA 500 frame with the Triumph 500 engine in it, Alloy Tiger 100 motor, lightweight, quite a revvy thing. It's got a BSA 4-speed gearbox on it, same as the frame. The front forks are Norton long road holders, front wheels Norton, and just to add to the picture, the back wheel is AJS, and the swinging arm is AJS from about there somewhere. It's joined onto the BSA front.
Right.
And they're AJS shock absorbers.
So as much as it's a TriBSA, it's more of a BSA.
Yeah, it's make quite a long name if you put it all together, admittedly, but it's been around nearly all my life. My dad bought this when I was 3.
Yep.
And I used to burst into tears when he started it because it was so noisy and stuff, but I gradually got into it. When I was sort of 17 or so, I talked him out of it, and it's been a sort of a semi-custom thing, a cafe race. It's been through various incarnations, but it's come back to a scrambler, which is what it was when he used to ride it now.
Excellent, excellent.
And that engine actually blew up in 1967. He had it a year and blew it up at a scramble, put a rod out through it and smashed it to bits. But over the years I got the bits to rebuild the motor.
Brilliant.
It had a 650 motor in it for most of the time I've had it, but I just got that done a few years ago, so it's now pretty much back as it was.
Excellent, excellent. And this is actually your first time out and about greenlaning, isn't it? So we're taking a little bit tamer today, but just a bit of exploring and a bit of milling around.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff.
I don't know if they're any good, but I thought that's the trouble, you can't just wander out and get a pair, you know.
No, that's right. Right, so heading off to the first green lane with Rick in tow. It's nice to have another bike along for once, and who better to have than Rick Parkington on what was his dad's scrambler. They've re-tarmacked the awful drive. I'm not sure if that's a result or not, because I kind of liked that you had to go down a shonky looking rocky driveway to get to a green lane that was, well, tamer basically. Oh.
Caused me stump on that bloody step.
Oh, did you?
Just jumped over it like you did. No oil pouring out, I take it.
No? Do you want me to have a crawl under and check?
No, it's alright, just went clumped on it slightly.
Yeah, I always give it a little... Most of the lanes have that in the front of them, so watch out for it.
Okay.
Yeah. God. That was great. It was like a little game of cat and mouse. The leaves trailing up behind you.
You want me to flip out this? The steering lock's pretty good.
Yeah.
Turning round.
Yeah, you were quite speedy through there.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know, do you fancy that bit? Alright.
It just conked out on me. I thought stalling, coming down without an engine wasn't a good idea.
No. It's coming down without an engine anyway. It's very nice to be in the company of another Triumph, especially with something with a bit of a different sound. I'm not sure if I mentioned at the beginning of the video or whether Rick did, but it's got a Volkswagen Beetle silencer on the end, and whilst it's pretty quiet on the tick over and, you know, through the lower revs, when it opens it up, still got that distinct Triumph rumble, which is lovely. I've not done this one.
You've not done it?
No, it was closed last time I come here, but apparently it's just like a path, so it should be alright. Yeah? Do you want to go? Or shall I go?
These are lines then, eh?
That was alright, wasn't it? Right, next one?
Yeah.
Ah. Ah. Right, well we shall do this one then. What's that?
Go back and have a cuppa.
Yeah, I think so.
well, you know, she said, oh, I can't read that. Yeah, that's why I wear glasses.
Right, well, Rick and I's greenlaning trip is coming to an end now. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's obviously the first time we've both been out, and it's nice to see a couple of different kind of triumphs. But before I go, I think we should talk a little bit about what a TriBSA is and why. So I'm going to pass you over to Rick, and he's going to tell you a little bit about it.
Well, it's a very muddy bike at the moment. Every time I go out with Will on my trials bike, I end up coming back muddy. But yeah, I mean, the TriBSA basically, the Triumph frames of the sort of 50s weren't perceived as quite as strong as the BSA frame, so Triumph engines are always easy to tune, quite popular, quite revvy, so they made good scrambles engines. BSA frame's a bit stronger. Gearbox wise, the Triumph box wasn't particularly brilliant, so BSA box as the frame. Sometimes Norton box. This bike actually had a Norton box when my dad used to scramble it, but it was an awkward fit and I wanted to put a BSA one on it. Norton forks were better than the BSA forks, so they were quite popular. And I mean, the Rickman brothers, their first Matisse scrambler bike was actually a TriBSA. They didn't invent the TriBSA concept, but their first Mark I Matisses were actually TriBSAs, a bit like this. And I actually had the privilege of meeting the Rickman brothers. Derek's recently died. Don, I was asking Don, what was the problem? Why did you make your own frames? And he said, well, basically the BSA wheelbase got longer and longer throughout the course of the season, so it was obviously starting to bend at the headstock, so that was where they fell down. Why it's got an AJS back end, goodness only knows. I have seen one other bike with that, but I've no idea why or who made it that way. But yeah, so that's it, TriBSA.
Excellent stuff. Well, thank you very much for coming out with us, Rick.
Thank you.
I hope you've had a good time as well.
Brilliant.
Despite your little off. And hopefully we'll get out again soon. So massive thank you to you guys for watching. Just hit 1,000 subscribers, so yeah, thank you very much. And if you did like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I will see you next time. Cheerio.
Cheers.